More than 90% of all cold emails ever sent end up getting no reply. And this is especially true if you're doing it to get your first client. In fact, I don't recommend any type of cold outreach if you're looking to get your first client. There are far better methods, and one of them I'm going to take you through today in this video. I'm going to show you the method that me and other highly successful automation operators are leveraging to get high ticket deals very easily. But as the title says, it's an unpopular method, and there's a very good reason for that, which I'm going to walk you through. But if you're willing to do it, the payoff can be massive. Now, to understand this opportunity, one thing you have to understand is that, especially for local businesses, 90% of them have no idea how to use ChatGPT for business applications. You need to understand that there's a bias where your knowledge is far superior to the average Joe just because you consume this type of content. 99% of them have never used Make.com, Zapier, N8N, or have even heard of GoHighLevel, which is your advantage. Whoever can educate a market will own that market. They don't need technical breakdowns and details. They just need their eyes open to what's possible. And that's a good thing even for you because you do not need to be an automation genius. You just need to know 10% more than them. And in that, they're going to see you as an expert. And the reason why unpopular methods are effective is because not everybody does them. If you take a popular method like cold email, for example, their inboxes are flooded because it's so easy to send emails. If you think of creating content, there's so many reels that they have to scroll through. Even with ads, they're competitive and expensive, and there's so many ads to compete with. So those are the popular methods. Now we're going to dive into an unpopular method. Now I'd like to introduce you to a very unpopular play, but something that is super effective. And what it is essentially hosting free AI automation workshops and seminars for local businesses. Now, this is something that I have personally done. So here's an example of me and my business partner. We hosted one at an innovation hub here in Toronto in Canada. So we had to show up about maybe 30, 40 business owners. These were early days. And we were taking them through here. You can see our presentation. We had a whole screen and everything set up, walking them through, AI voice agents and how that stuff works. So this is a method that I've done personally for myself, and other people that I've either worked with or who are a part of my community have done effectively well. Now, I'm going to walk you through how it works, all the ins and outs, how it's beneficial, and how you can actually get this done. But the idea is to organize local, small webinars teaching business owners the basics of what's possible. And that's very important. You don't want to get super technical. You just want to impress them and showcase yourself as an expert. That's what you're trying to do here. They will look up to you if you can teach them about the future, about AI, about what's coming, the latest news. If they see you as a person who has that knowledge, then they will gravitate towards you and they will want to work with you. So I'm going to take you through exactly what the logistics of this business model are and how to actually get started with it. So in terms of where to host it, this can be very simple. So don't overcomplicate it, but all you need is a space where you can have a TV, connect your laptop, and start showcasing some things. So this could be a local coffee shop. It could be like an event room. It could be a library, co-working space. It could be a university. We partner up with a lot of universities and entrepreneur clubs. We did it at an innovation hub. You can reach out to your local chamber of commerce. And a lot of these places will not be opposed to it because they get a lot of foot traffic in return. The chamber of commerce, innovation hubs, they encourage these things, especially if it's free of charge to them. Don't try and get paid from these events. Simply just use it as a medium to facilitate what you're trying to do. But most of the times, people are very receptive to an idea like this. And that's exactly what we did for our event here. So before we do how to fill the room, I'm going to show you exactly what to teach. So this is interesting because a lot of people overcomplicate this and say that, in order to look like an expert, you need to be like Steve Jobs or Elon Musk, where you need to know all of these details and the ins and outs of everything. That's simply not the case. The knowledge you have today, if you've been consuming my content, if you're part of my school community, that is more than enough to blow their minds, because you'd be surprised. When we were doing this presentation, I was going through very, very basic things about prompt engineering and how to use ChatGPT to write your email copy, and how Make.com can connect your calendar to your email to Google Drive, and how to automate your website. Like very, very basic things were like blowing their minds, which is very interesting. So you can use ChatGPT to put together a curriculum for yourself. So it could be a simple 30, 40-minute presentation. Show them the possibilities of what you can do, introduce them to automation tools, show them that they can have an all-in-one CRM that can do pretty much everything that they're using right now, show them how they can get more Google reviews or a chatbot live demo. Voice AI does very well during events like this as well. But basically, what you want to do is you want to show them the possibilities. You want to open their minds. You don't want to get into the technical details. They don't really care or need to know what an API is and how different tools connect to each other and what the limitations are and all of these things right there. Just show them the possibilities and get them excited about what can happen in their business as well. Now, in terms of how to fill the room, so there's a bunch of different ways you can run cold email to invite local businesses to the event. These do very well because you're not pitching anything. It's like free value. It's like, I'm local, I'm nearby, just pop by during your lunch break or whatever and come check out our seminar. You can walk in with flyers and posters, so this works really well, especially if you can get the owner in person. It also sparks conversations where they'll talk to you and they'll ask you questions. And they already see you as an expert if you're hosting an event about this, right? Local Facebook groups, so definitely shared amongst your local area and the groups you're in, business networking groups. Partner up with universities and societies as well, so let them co-sponsor it, let them use their connections to fill it up. Small business associations are very popular, and then the chamber of commerce will be happy to promote this for you as well, as long as you can make it sound legit and position yourself effectively. Now, in terms of how to actually frame yourself, so things to be mindful of is don't aggressively sell during the presentation. You're not here to sell yourself. You're here to simply educate and open their eyes to what's possible. This isn't about you. So forget your services, forget your case studies. Your case studies might be relevant just to show what's possible, but this isn't about you. This is about giving pure value away, and they're going to respect that and want to reciprocate that as well near the end. Now, the authority is going to be transferred naturally by being the speaker, so they already look up to you as long as you're doing a good job. Now, of course, you need to know how to present and be okay with public speaking and all of that stuff. But if you're serious about being a business owner and you want to actually invest in yourself, and these are skills you need regardless, you can be someone who doesn't know how to talk to people and present. So work on those skills as well, obviously. That's essential. And then the call to action should be if you'd like a free audit of your business, you can book a free 30-minute call with me. So you're basically making it sound like a generous offer where you're giving up your time, but you're happy to receive those bookings anyway. That's what you wanted from cold email and cold calling anyway. So now you're getting these bookings coming towards you directly, which is really cool. So that's something that you can pitch towards the end as well. What you'll find most of the time is they're going to be very excited by everything that you showed them over here, but they're not going to want to do it themselves, want to invest the time in learning. They would rather pay a specialist. You're going to find that most of the time they would much rather work with you because you're the one who brought them this information and you're the one that they see as that respected authority. So don't pitch too hard, be generous with it, and it will come back to you tenfold. Now, the reason why I call this the unpopular method is because this is not simple. It's not easy to do. There's a lot of logistics involved. You have to handle the venue, you need to fill the room, you need to prepare the curriculum, you need to handle the meetings afterwards. So this is why not everybody does it. But that's a good thing. We don't want everyone to do it because the people who do it are then the winners. It's very clear and very obvious that you will do well because not everyone's doing it. When was the last time you saw anyone promoting an AI automation seminar in your local area? If the answer is never, then that means this is a very ripe opportunity for you because they're all seeing this all across the news, all across social media. They know they need this stuff. They just have never had the opportunity to have someone local educate them. And the opportunity is there for you to be that person. It's a very effective method, and I highly recommend that you give it a shot. Now, in terms of the knowledge that you need to actually present, you can find all of that inside of my school community. So this is a free school community. You can join at school.com/automate. It's called my Automation Incubator. So inside the classroom section, you can learn basically all of the knowledge you need to craft into your own presentation, which you can then present to the business owners. So I recommend going through this. You can really just take my content word for word if you'd like, the opportunity, real world examples and case studies. You can take all of this information. That's completely fine. And basically just repackage that and position that as your own. And then you can use that to start closing clients after you do the free audits. So this is a very effective method. If you have any questions or need any help on exactly how to set this up, then join the community. You can message me directly. You can leave a comment. You can post anything you'd like. We'll be happy to work with you. You can message me directly here as well. But this is very effective. This is very powerful stuff. So make sure you do it effectively. First impressions are very important. So if you need any help with the setup and the logistics, then of course you can reach out to me and I can share with you how we were able to do it. And if you have any questions, then I'll talk to you in school.